Hi, I'm Lani and I'm here today to talk to you about how you should be spending your money. I'm continuing my short series on personal finance or financial literacy, so don't forget to like and subscribe. So after getting a job, start with a debit card. That card is linked to a bank account that you can put money into or that your parents can put money into, and that money can be taken out of as well. It gets you into the habit of using the card and checking your banking app that keeps track of your spending for you. Once you've had a few years of using a debit card underneath your belt, applying for a credit card. The difference between a debit card and a credit card is that a debit card allows you to access money you already have. That needs to be in that bank account, and sometimes you can access a little bit extra, but there's usually like an overdraft fee that you'll be charged if you overspend. A credit card is a card where you have a limit and it lets you basically borrow money that you'll have to pay back with interest. Sometimes people go a little crazy with spending on their credit cards because they have access to more money than they actually currently have. That's why I'd recommend starting with a debit card, learning how to responsibly manage your money with the money that you actually have, and then getting a credit card afterwards. There's usually a cap on the amount that you can borrow, so if you're first starting out, they might give you like a $500 credit limit or an $1,000 credit limit. Over time, after you prove yourself to be responsible with your personal finances, then they'll increase that amount. The trick to responsibly using a credit card is to only spend the money that you have. So using your credit card as if it was a debit card. The first thing that you can start using your credit card to pay is bills or things that are needs, things that you know that you have to get. It's so easy and want to spend and buy just to feel good about a new item. It definitely takes self-control to manage your money and to manage the urge to buy things just because you can. Using a credit card effectively can really help you in the long run. It shows these banks that you are trustworthy to loan money to, so that if there's an even bigger purchase, buying a house or a car, then they'll be able to feel comfortable lending you that money, and you'll get the best interest rates, the lowest interest rate on that loan, because you've proven yourself to be financially responsible. The good thing about credit cards is that you can get one that's catered to you. There's different credit card offers or rewards program for people's different interests. So some people enjoy eating out and they're foodies, and so there's credit cards that reward eating out at restaurants. Other people use ride-sharing apps a lot like Uber, and so there's cards that will reward usage of these ride-sharing apps. Then there's credit card programs that reward frequent flyers or frequent travelers. There's also regular credit card rewards programs that reward going to the gas station, going to the pharmacy, getting groceries. So there's a lot of companies offering different rewards programs out there, and there's so many websites online that can show you what other people rated as, you know, the top credit cards for different interests. So it's definitely worth it to do research on what credit card would be best suited to your personal needs. Something to think about also is setting a budget for your spending. There's different percentages or amounts that people out there will suggest. A very popular one is the 50-20-30 budget. So 50% goes to your needs, your housing, food, 30% goes to your wants, so things that you want to do, your hobbies, your leisurely activities, and then 20% goes to your savings and debt repayment. Personalize your budget based on your habits, goals, wants, and needs. It's really important to pay attention to the percentages. It's all about your percent spending, not the actual amount spending. Don't just focus on the dollar amount. This is only $1,000. You have to really think about the percent of your income. There's this competition mindset, especially among young people. You want to compare yourself to how much other people are making and spending and what other people have and what you don't have. That's something that has to be worked on internally, comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Sometimes focusing on other people will make you lose track of your progress and the knowledge that you've learned and how far you've come. And this also goes into the mindset of like compromising now for later, instant gratification of buying this new object, booking a flight, versus the long-term gratification of knowing that you have a safety net that you can fall back on if anything happens. It's important to plan for the future even if we can't anticipate what happens, whether we're planning for ourselves or our loved ones. Nowadays, there's so many apps that can help you with personal finance, such as Mint or Every Dollar. It can help you manage your money and track your income as well as your spending in different categories. categories. Examples of categories: food, housing, clothing costs, leisurely activities. And you can even set spending limits so that it'll notify you if you're overspending in a certain category. So that's an easy way if you're first starting out and you don't even know how to approach budgeting, or if you want to come up with your own percentage breakdown, you can calculate the exact number. So 50% of 3,000, you would do 0.50 times 3,000. So you just take the decimal version of the percentage, multiply that by your monthly income, your yearly income, to decide how much you want to save for the year, how much you want to save for the month, how much you have to spend for the year, how much you have to spend for the month. Or you can use a spreadsheet program to track your spending, your income, and your net total, how much you have remaining after you spend and save. I started out using Google Spreadsheets. As long as you're intentionally planning out how you're going to spend your money, that's what's important. You need to decide how much you want to limit your spending, what you're allowing to spend on different categories, as well as how much you would like to have left over. All these different things that you enjoy doing, that you want to do, needs to be thought about, written out, organized, so that if push comes to shove and you have to limit your spending, you can decide where you can cut or where you can scale back. On the Mint app, I was able to see how much I spent because it has this pictograph and it has diagrams that can help you see the different categories of your spending. When you plan on how to spend your money, that's a part of having control over your money and not letting your money control you, where you're spending all this money and then you see what's left and you're like, I have nothing, or like, what am I supposed to do with this? So once you have this information neatly organized, you can analyze your spending habits and decide what you want to cut down on, because you have that data to support how much you actually spend. This is my track record, or this is how much I regularly spend. Spending will differ from month to month, especially around the holidays or around specific times of year that you make more money or less money, or that you tend to spend more money or less money. I hope that these tips were helpful to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.